Hey everyone, I am outside. We have a ton of snow. We're gonna run into the greenhouse and then we're gonna do an inside project. On yesterday, before the snow, my neighbor who is an arborist, he cuts down trees, and he said he was taking it to the dump. I said, well, can you dump it in my other driveway in front of the mulch? And he said, sure. So it prevented him from taking a load, and it gave me some extra wood. So I'm going to turn you guys around because the snow is on it now. My son and I, we did cut up some of the wood, but we weren't able to get, of course, all of it cut up before it got dark outside on yesterday. So I'm going to turn you guys around and let you see how much wood I got. So this here is the wood. This will be wood that we'll have for next year. This is the yard in the snow. But yep. So we're gonna walk back and then I'm gonna show you guys what's going on in the greenhouse with the seedlings. So we are in the greenhouse. I'm gonna see what the temperature is in here. With the heat on and everything, it looks like it's about 50 degrees in here. Let's check out our seedlings. These are a few of our peppers here. Here we have a few pepper plants, we have a few pepper plants and a few other things going on. These here, I'm gonna end up going on and separating them probably tomorrow. Here are our loofahs. This is a loofah. I can't remember what I put in there, but it definitely hasn't come up yet. We have some Russian kale and things that's coming up here. Some more pepper plants back there. This is my basil plant here that almost died on me, that has some buds on it that I'm excited about. And this is a begonia that I've had for years, and I'm so glad that I took some clippings off of it, because let me show you. This is my begonia now. This is the first time this thing has ever died like this. I'm gonna do something a little different when it comes to heating the greenhouse, but I'm really excited about everything coming up. And we do have a little greenery on our tomato plants as well. Not everything is coming up, but I see two little ones coming up, but we're gonna keep that on top of there. They're good for water. And then inside of here are our marigolds and snapdragons and marigolds. I have the snapdragons at the back and the marigolds up here. So that's what's going on in the greenhouse. And I also need to put some more trays in. So we're gonna go back inside of the house, and then tomorrow we are going to repot a ZZ plant. Now remember, we did a potting of the ZZ plant. Now this was maybe 2 years ago that we did this, okay? So now what we're gonna do, because it's so cold and snowy outside, and I don't want to take this plant out to my greenhouse. Granted, you know I love doing stuff in the greenhouse. We're gonna pot this in the kitchen today. I've cleaned off most of the counter, and I got my fertilizer, this, which helps keeps the mosquitoes and stuff away, which is my mosquito bites. I get both of these off of Amazon. Actually, this one I didn't get off of Amazon. This one I got from Lowe's. This I did get off of Amazon, but you can get both of them off of Amazon if you like. I have my chunky soil mix that I had kind of made up in here, which is a combination of peat moss, worm castings, orchid bark, and what else did I have up in there? I want to say I might have used some tropical soil mix, and I might have used the soil mix that I use for my succulents. But usually one of those two is what I use to make my chunky soil mix, because I'm putting less of soil and more of the chunk. So what we're going to end up doing is I'm going to take all of these out of here. I have this bowl here because I have something else in my mat that's in the greenhouse, and I really don't want to take it out, which means I'm going to have to get more than one mat. So I'm going to order another potting mat, so when I'm in the house or when I have something else going on inside of there, I can pull out the other one. So I'm going to take these out of here first, then I'm going to take this one out of here. I have another pot in my greenhouse that I'm really debating on whether I want to put that inside of there or not. It all depends on what the roots look like inside of here. And I may take it out of here first so I can see what the roots look like. That sounds like a better idea. And I'll also get a plastic bag to put some of the soil in also, because I already know this is going to get filled up. But that's what we're going to do. So let's start off by getting this. Okay, forgot I had water in the bottom. We're just gonna pull it up like this. And yes, I wasted some soil, which is what I was trying not to do. But the great thing is we're in the kitchen, so cleanup is very, very easy. All right, so these are our roots. They're looking really good. I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit closer so you can see what's going on, okay? Now the great thing is that all of these are new. If you can see here, like I'm gonna break this one off. These were the ones that I had to cut that were going bad, and you can just break them off, and you'll see where this one here was broken off as well. And then you have new ones, new shoots that grow out. Now remember, with the ZZ, they grow on a rhizome. They do have roots, but they grow on a rhizome. So you want to be very careful with them. You don't want to overwater them. They don't need a lot of water. Just sometimes once a month watering, fill down in that soil. If it feels dry, then you can give it a little bit of water. But these rhizomes take up the water. And even when the soil is dry, the rhizome still has water in it. So you really do not have to overwater these things. Like the soil has a little bit, this soil here that this was in has a little bit more moisture than the soil that this one was in. Now you can see the difference. I want to show you. So I really had this one in a chunky mix. And I want to say I probably had just watered this one and I didn't put these in any water because I remembered that I wanted to repot these. But you can really see the roots on these and how healthy they look. And then I could go ahead, break these off. And you see I have a new one coming up right here. And the only reason I break these off is because it's just me personally. I don't like seeing it come up. This one was a new one that just came up. Now this one here, I had it in my, look, I just broke that little piece off. I had it sitting where my grow light is, but it actually sits behind the grow light. But this stalk here kind of leaned into the grow light a little bit, and I didn't know it, and so it kind of started burning it. So once I noticed it, I moved it back, and so yeah, that's what we ended up doing with that. So I'm gonna set him back in there for right now, and then we're gonna take this one out of its chunky mix. I want to say this one I did give it water, but it was already in the process of starting to dry out. So these roots are a little bit dirtier. And I put more soil. This one had the most chunkiest of the mixes, and you can tell because you can see the roots a lot better. This one you can tell where I pulled all of these off, and this is a new shoot that was coming out. I feel like this was one that I almost killed. So when I did these 2 years ago, I got this from a girlfriend of mine. She had it sitting outside and it was cold. I didn't know anything about ZZ plants, and I remember I did a short that I posted that you guys really loved, and we just talked about all the things per ZZ, things that I didn't know. So a lot of other people probably didn't know it either, you know, like not knowing that they grow from a rhizome, not knowing that they don't need a lot of water, you know, things of that nature was all the information that I was given. You know, people telling you, hey, they don't need a lot of light. They can survive without a lot of light, but if you give them some indirect light, I'm telling you, they will thrive. They will grow. I only had one out of the 4 pieces, one that actually died and did not come back, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if I waited too long to water it or watered it too much, but that one did not come back. So I said I was going to get a bag, so I'm going to get a bag, and then I'm going to dump some of this out, and then because there's nothing wrong with this soil here, I'm going to reuse this soil for all of these. And yeah, that's what I'm going to end up doing. And I'm going to add some of these mosquito bites in here, which helps with the gnats. And I'm going to end up adding some more plant food up in here. And then once I get them in, I may give them a little drink of water. If I do, I probably won't need to water them again for the next 2 months. So give me a half a second. I already had a bag that I had dumped some more soil in. So that's what we're going to use. And you know, I keep forgetting that I have water in this, and I keep turning my container sideways and wasting the water out. This is a self-watering container. So let me do this. I have this. And I'll use this to take my mix out. And honestly, as I'm looking at this mix, now I don't reuse all of my soil. This soil, literally, is nothing wrong with it. I just took that out. Now on the container, it tells you how much to put in when you're doing certain things. I've been just doing this for a minute, so I just shake. Because I know I'm going to mix everything up in together. I know that I have a good amount of, you know, I should have brought my worm castings in and put some of those in, but it'll be all right. So let's see how we're going to arrange this. Is what I really need to be looking at. How are we going to put these up in here? And I don't know. I might have to go get my other container. I don't know. I do want to arrange these in such a way. Let's take this one out with the awesome roots, and then I just knocked a root off, didn't I? Alright, let's see here. Okay, that right there looks really good. Now, let's see how we want to place him. Which way do I want him to sit? I am so pretty sure that before this year is out, that I really may end up having to repot this. I just really feel that way. The way these roots and stuff are. I think I'm gonna end up having to put it in a definitely bigger pot. Or not bigger, just wider. It's not that it needs to be in a taller pot, just a little bit wider pot is what I'm actually thinking. And even though it's a little bit down bottom, I'm gonna put just a teeny bit more in there. And I brought my chunky soil mix in. I probably really should have just bought some orchid bark in, because I literally had enough soil. But it looks like I got enough orchid bark that was in the other one, so I need to put a little bit more right in that area right there. Let's see if I can do it without wasting anything. So we were able to get everything in without me getting it all over myself. Without getting it all over myself. I took it out of these two. I have it inside of here. I'm not 100% satisfied with how everything is looking together, but I know that because more shoots will end up growing out, it'll all end up filling in. And so I'm gonna let it sit in here for a few months, see how I feel, see about more shoots and stuff growing out, and then I will actually probably up pot it. And because I know that it's 3 that's inside of here, when I up pot it, I'll take them all out, set it in the next pot, and just put some chunky mix mixed with, you know, a little bit of soil and worm castings and stuff inside of there. You don't have to over fertilize the ZZ plant either. You know, you fertilize once every 2 or 3 waterings and you are really, really good. Trust me. But I really like putting the slow release fertilizer in there, so that way even when you're just giving it a little bit of water, it works great. But I know we did a lot today. We were outside. You saw the snow. Well, today and yesterday. You were outside. You saw that it was snowing here. It's been snowing for the last month and a half in Virginia. But hey, that's life. So we checked on our seedlings and everything. The next video, what I'll end up doing is I will end up taking my seedlings and putting them in individual trays or individual sales. So I think some of them I had 2 or 3 seeds per sale. I'll end up taking them out and putting them in 1 cell per seedling, and then allowing them to just grow until they're ready to be placed into the beds. The other thing that we will be doing, even though snow is out there, we're just gonna have to shovel it, is I gotta put my beds together. And so once the beds are together, and then the snow melts and the soil is able to be workable, I will end up showing you guys where I'll be transferring the soil from one garden bed to the newer garden beds. I'll top it off with some brand new compost, and then we will probably soon after that start placing seedlings in, especially the kale and Swiss chard and kohlrabi and some collard greens and all of those things. They can actually start going in between March and April, and I have greenhouse plastic and things where I cover them up so they're not completely frozen in case we get another snow, because our last frost date is not till April the 9th. So if you're in zone 7A or B, your last frost date is April the 9th, but it does not mean that it will be cold. I mean, that it won't be cold outside. So you still want to protect everything. Thanks for tuning in. This is My World is Gorgeous. I am Erica. Tell me about what things you are doing inside of the house or inside of your greenhouse because it's cold outside, too cold, or if you have snow going in. Keep me tuned in, all right? Happy gardening. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.